Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this episode of Comments On. Actually, I still don't even know if that's the name for the series. I just, it kind of came out of wanting to make sure that the title said the comments are on so that people would come and talk to me. But then if I include that plus a title, then titles just get way too long. So anyway, welcome. I died because my keyboard, some key got stuck and I was like strafing. I was just strafing along this room, and then I had the brilliant idea of coming over here and strafing down here, and then it strafed me over and I died. So anyway, I have made this as good as I think it can be. I think that this is the best that it can be. It's flat now. The trapdoors aren't sticking out. So I think that this room looks cool now. But I do still have 2 trapdoors. I used these guys to prevent the water from flowing out. There's no way to do it, in my opinion. And I know a lot of people are saying it really just comes down to, like, maybe it's possible on Bedrock. I'm on Java. I don't think it's possible. I do believe people that when you use the kelp, it makes everything into a source block, and then that's how you get the bubble column when you put the soul sand down and then break the kelp. But then every opening, I tried like blocking it all up, and then I poured it back down, and then I blocked this all up before I poured it down, and I think this is as good as it gets, which is actually, in my opinion, not that bad. So if you open this and step on here, and then open this, and then come backwards and close this, and close that, then we're in a bubble column. So I think it's nice. I actually think it's nice. Whoa, hello. Anyway, so a lot of you guys really related to me going, everything in my life is going badly, so I made paths. And that's still kind of the case. So I made a waterfall. Yeah, I kind of started, is it a thunderstorm? I don't think so. I just don't particularly want to walk outside right now. You know, people gave me some really great feedback on this. Apparently, it doesn't just magically take cactus. It takes whatever you want to put in it, which is really cool. And you can also use these, apparently. So we're going to do some experiments here. I'm going to do like this thing. I don't know if this is the recipe. It clearly is not. The fact that it's not saying that it's an archer. Oh. Is it the different sides of them? I'm gonna do it and see what it says. And then everyone was telling me too that if I put a pot inside of it, can I sleep? No. Sorry, I just walked weird. So if I, well, oh no. I can see there's a design on it, but I don't know which way. If I put it down this way, it's gonna break. No! No! There's a design right no! Come on! Come on! Come on! Can I use Silk Touch on it? That's dumb! Minecraft, how was I to know? How was I to know? Okay, wait. I just put a pot in the pot. No! That didn't work. Okay, you know what? A little tiny yellow jacket just landed on my microphone, and I'm not exactly sure what to do. Hi, guy. He's on the pop screen in front of my microphone. Uh, I feel like he's gonna fly into my mouth. I have my window open right now, and these little tiny baby wasps keep getting in. I ordered this, no, see, why didn't that work? I think, so now basically I can just store a stack of pots in this pot, which is dumb. No one needs to store a stack of pots in a pot. Anyway, little wasp, are you gonna hang out with me? I'd really appreciate it if you just go away. You're scaring me. And you probably don't have a stinger. Anyway, my life is fine. I'm recording this a little bit early because I am going out of town. I'm traveling to California for a funeral. But it's an older relative who died, actually passed away a couple months ago at this point. It's a last minute trip, and then stuff's still happening with Molly. I don't really want to talk about it. It's quite serious. She's doing fine right now. I know that's kind of an unsatisfying thing to say. I will update soon. She's doing fine right now, but there's some stuff going on. I put a waterfall here. I'm quite happy with it. And then I built the stone out on this side. I need to figure out kind of how to make it. I need to kind of add stone over here. Is kind of the goal. But then build the stone up here, I think, too. So that when you come down, you just come down and are able to, like, run directly, like, through. And then you're in here. Did I want this to be just one single curtain of water? Yeah. Do I have the patience to, like, mess with it so that it is? Sure don't. Little wasp, if you are making noise that I can't hear, but it's just ruining my episode, I'm going to be so very upset at you. I have lots of questions. I planted more bamboo here, which is exciting. We're going to, I think, work on the mob spawner today and maybe a little bit of that stone too. I don't think that there's anything new to share. I think that's everything I did. So let's get some more. I used like all my dirt. No, there's one more thing to show you. And I just kind of showed you and then walked away. Oh, hi Molly, big stretch. I'm not sure what I need for the mob spawner actually, but I do want to fill up my buckets of water. I have some other endless sources, but always fun to come down here. Big week that I didn't actually mean for it to be a big week, but I ended up announcing 2 different things last week, which I'm assuming everyone who watches this saw, but I'm just going to talk about them again, which is I released a new Minecraft Marketplace product. This is always so funny, right? Because if you release like something on Java, people say like add it to the marketplace, and then if you release something on Marketplace, people say add it to Java. Hopefully you'll just try it on the marketplace because it would really help me out. But I released an add-on. This was an idea that I had basically for an add-on that was like that's a new thing in the marketplace. That's kind of like a mod. Where I kind of was thinking about panda bears in Minecraft. I'm being crazy right now. This is going to be the smelting room. I ended up filling it in. I'm still not sure if I'm satisfied with the height, but I also feel like, can you go a block higher and not hit? That's the pond. So then it would drip. So like, is that okay? Do we care about that? And also, if I decide to replace this for red sand, I'd either have to dig the pond. I'd have to either flood this room, keep this back up here. I just don't think I have like a good sense on how much I really need a smelting room. It was more just like I got tired of wasting all of my dirt filling this room in. And so I was like, great, make it a room. Maybe we'll end up not making this a smelting room. I certainly think we could add another chest room. The chests in my little house are not that, like, we could make this basically like a second base, like have a bed, have some chests, have more of these blast furnaces, I don't know, to come up from mining. Anyway, I don't have the stone, so let's work on the mob spawner first. But yes, I released the add-on. The idea was sort of like, okay, I know that genetics must exist in Minecraft because you can breed panda bears and get a brown one. It's very rare. And then I remembered, like, you know, just different, like, breeding different things over the years, and I thought, well, what if you could breed dogs and get, like, different variants, different mutts, like different spots, different tails, different colors, different ears. And then that was just I just had the idea. I didn't actually know it was going to be possible. And then Maddie made it possible. So it's an add-on. It's available now. People are downloading it. People are sending pictures of they're finding mutts, and like you're able to kind of either breed them or find them that look like your dog in Minecraft, which is so adorable. So that's the first thing. And then the second thing, real quick, is that I announced the cover for my second book. I'm sure I'll talk about this much more because I want to answer all these questions that I got, and that's like more of an interesting thing to talk about. Probably, I shouldn't say that because it's my book and it's like one of the ones I'm the most excited about, but this one is called Rescue Tales on Precarious Peaks, and you can pre-order it now. 1, 2, 3. Oh, hi, little wasp. So yeah, it is available. It flew away into my head. Okay, it's fine. It's available to pre-order now. And if you want international shipping, it's available signed from the King's English bookstore, which is my local Salt Lake City independent bookstore, and they have international shipping. I don't know how much it is. It might be kind of pricey, but that's just because you're supporting an independent bookstore, which is always good, and we're shipping it internationally. It's just something, it breaks my heart when people say that they can't get it, so I always want to give people the option. Let me see. Before I do this, I want to show people what the actual design is for this. Okay. Gerald Frey 6630. Oh, hold on. Gerald Frey 6630 says, I always break away 3 layers of blocks under the spawner, then break about 8 blocks down directly under the spawner. Add water to the 4 corners that pushes the mobs down the hole, landing on a slab. On a slab? So you can hack at their legs, lol. But then you would need to change your stair setup to get to where they drop, which is fine. It's totally fine. Like, we can break the stairs here and then go like farther down and then wrap around to where they are. Love that. So let's try this out. I don't know exactly 3 layers of blocks under the spawner, but like how much room should they have? I'm gonna just do this whole thing, I think. Okay, let's have a question. I'm sure there's more I should say about the book. I'm excited for this book because it's based off of camping and national parks, which is kind of what we talked about in the last episode. In fact, someone said, because I said, oh, I meant to think of an analogy about going to a national park and not talking to a ranger. And I'm sorry, I don't have your name. Did I write it down? They just said it's like going to Costco and not getting a free sample. And I was like, yes, that's great. Okay, let's have a question. Abby EQ24. Hey Stacy, I've got a question. As an equine lover myself, I need to not read the questions while I'm swinging a pickaxe around this mob spawner. I was wondering if you've ever had an interest in horses and donkeys. in real life. I remember in a few of your series you've really loved mules and donkeys in Minecraft. I would want to know if you have any experiences with them in real life. Also, I've been watching you since the Cube days, and I love you a lot. Oh my gosh, the Cube days. That was like where my love for mules and donkeys started, right? Because I made the mule menagerie and the donkey depot. I think because I just didn't even know you could breed a mule. I feel like I did it accidentally or something. And then those mules, or like donkeys or something, I was leading some through the nether and they all died. Okay, so then 8 blocks underneath. They're not going to die from that? Oh, no, because they spawn into water. So you're saying 1, 2, 3, and then 1 that's directly under, right? No, I have to break this block. I have to break this green block so that they can actually fall there, maybe? This is weird. I don't know. 1, my pickaxe is going to break. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then, so then this will be a slab. Okay. And then I guess it can be this way, but it could also be like over here. It could be this way. I'm going to have to figure out the coordinates and how to actually mine down to this. Okay. This is going to be difficult for me because I'm challenged in this way. Okay. So then let's go make another pickaxe. But you're saying water in the 4 corners. Is this room? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. I thought it looked off. Okay. Anyway, to answer your question, in real life, so first of all, I did not grow up wealthy. And so horses were just something, like, did I grow up in the late 80s and early 90s when sort of like the horse girl thing was like very intense? Yes. But it was really kind of a thing of either being rural or being privileged, I feel like. So it wasn't ever, I had My Little Pony dolls. I never, for some reason, got into more like realistic horse dolls. I did have My Little Ponies, and I liked them, but real horses to me were not really like that accessible. I got super into Misty of Chincoteague Island ponies. But something like horseback riding lessons was never like an option. I mean, not that I had plenty of other things that I did as a child. So I did, gymnastics and soccer and figure skating and ballet and piano. I'm not saying I wasn't privileged in that sense, but horses was like a step up that just was not like a thing. If that makes sense. And I also, this is like gonna break your heart, but I also just don't, to this day kind of don't like, here's what I'll say. And I think I've said this before. It's not that I don't like being around horses, is that I really respect horses, and therefore I'm kind of afraid of them. So this is like a cool thing where it doesn't flow down, but it flows to it. You guys have steered me correctly. What did I just say? So I grew up visiting relatives who did live like on farms, and they actually had, I guess it's my mother's cousin, raises shires. And if you don't know horses, shires are, there's an endless water source, by the way, that I'm looking for. I'm not just like, to the woods. There it is. Shires are huge. Shires are like taller than you, essentially. Like their back at like, not their head, their butts are sometimes taller than you. And I would go visit them like at a like state fair, and it would be like I would be standing with all these horse butts around me, and they would like, and they're taller than me, and all of a sudden they would kick the metal gate, and it would be like the scariest thing ever. It would be like, I'm gonna die. So anyway, that's all to say that I'm really, really sad to say this, but I'm just not comfortable around horses. I haven't spent enough time around them. I'm always kind of like, do you want to be ridden? And it's definitely a bucket list of mine in my life to be confident on a horse, but I don't know that it'll ever happen. Now, donkeys, on the other hand, and like miniature donkeys, I find to be adorable. I don't know that I would ever have one as a pet, though, because I just sort of feel like the way that I've learned so much about cats since getting a cat is sort of the way I would feel about horses and donkeys, is that like there's just so much that I don't know, and that scares me. Okay, wait, I'm gonna go get more green blocks. It scares me that with horses you could just instantly go like, oh no, they have this crazy disease. Like, I know what to look for in dogs. Now I kind of know what to look for in cats. Starting over scares me. Having to have like enough land for them, I don't have. So would I want a miniature donkey? Yes, I would want a miniature donkey, because I've been told that that they live really long. And so like dogs don't live long enough. And so sure, I'd get a miniature donkey. Anyway, I hope that answers your question and you're not sad. Chase and Eagle 8799. Hey Stace, quick question. Do you find yourself missing the old versions of Minecraft, or do you enjoy the new version? Sometimes when I'm playing new Minecraft, I'll get a little sad and miss older versions of Minecraft because it feels like a completely different game. I enjoy a lot of the new things they've added, but sometimes I feel a little overwhelmed about all the new things. I get that. I totally get that. As someone who played 1.7.10 for ages, I get that. I do feel like, yeah, they have added quite a bit, haven't they? Let's do like the floor down here. And so then, oh, you know, I should have brought a ladder. I have so many ladders. I could have brought a ladder to be able to like come up when I finally get all the torches. Should the ceiling be lower? Maybe. You guys will tell me. I do get that, but I also I feel like it's so cool that they do keep adding stuff though. So part of me just, wait, is this even, the staircase can't, the floor has to be up here. What am I even doing? No, the floor has to be, I messed up. I've messed up. There. Okay. We'll do maybe like a little window here or something, like an observatory thing. An observatory? Yeah, observatory. This we can probably break. No, that's maybe unsatisfying. I'm not sure. Let me, this is not fun for me to, I'll figure it out while I'm talking. It's cool that they keep adding more. It does feel a little overwhelming, and it just feels strange to have, like, taken a break from, like, reading about things and then not knowing things. Like, I feel like the last time I really properly paid attention was when I was doing, like, the deep end, like, Update Aquatic, where I knew everything. And since then, I've kind of been like, oh, yeah, like, they did this, right? And they did that, and oh, yeah, I think I knew that, but I don't really know. Now, do I want to do, like, a... Okay. So yeah, it's a little overwhelming to not know everything, I suppose. Let's have another... Cody Henderson 5923. What would your ideal plot for the new Minecraft movie be? Oh my goodness, you guys. I've never told this story. Because for the longest time, I was like, I should make a video, like a super clickbaity video about, like, the Minecraft movie and my plot idea, because I do have one. But then I also just was like, oh yeah, I don't ever make clickbaity videos, so I never got around to it. If that makes sense. I have an idea. And I actually, like, I think I was so excited about my idea that I think I sent it. Like, I sent it to people that I knew, being like, guys, I just can't keep this to myself. I was so excited, and it's been so long, right? Because they've been working on it. They've been talking about it. I probably knew things about it before a lot of the general public knew. In fact, was it a net? Let me Google this to make sure that I'm not speaking out of turn. Was it at one? Yes. Okay. So at one point, it was reported that Steve Carell from The Office was in talks to be in the new Minecraft movie. And that is kind of what jump started. Let's, should we smell? Oh, I don't know if I like that there. I don't like that it's like, oh, it's centered there though, so I can put that there. Yeah, we'll do like a glass window. Like there. Might have to change this whole thing to green because I don't like seeing the stone. Of course, once it's completely dark, you won't really see it. But let's make some green glass, and then we have to figure out how to get down to... We're going to have to, like, go down and then over. It'll work out. It'll work out. Okay, let me see if I can remember, to the best of my knowledge, what this idea was. It was like... Okay, so I knew that it was going to be with Steve Carell. That was my idea. And then I thought, okay, what if... Like, he's kind of nerdy, right? So what if we cast Steve Carell as, like, a... How do you pronounce someone who studies volcanoes? Is it like a volcanologist? I don't actually know. But I was like, let's have him be a person who studies volcanoes, right? So, single dad, has a daughter. I think I was like, Sadie Sink is super popular right now. This was years ago, right? So, from Stranger Things. And I was like, okay, so Sadie Sink is Steve Carell's daughter. And he's a single dad, and she lives with her dad, and she wants to be closer to him, but she's not because her dad travels all the time. Every time a volcano erupts somewhere in the world, Steve Carell is the guy who has to, like, go there, right? For whatever reason. I'll tell you the reason. But, so that's the premise, is that, you know, it's always like, Dad, can we hang out this weekend? And it's like, nope, because, you know, he's got to go to wherever the most recent volcanic eruption is, under the guise of, like, he's an expert, he's studying them, he has to go there to, like, you know, report different things, kind of a thing. Come to find out, see, I don't remember. I had like the entire plot worked out. I don't remember why. Like, I'm going to forget a lot of things. But it was like, basically, come to find out, like, one time, he has a locked basement, right? He has a locked basement in the house that he's always like, don't go down there, you know? And one time, he's out of town, and she's just like, oh, ladders. Sadie Sink is just like, enough, you know? This is, my dad's gone again. He's always leaving. What's in this basement? I'm going to break in. And essentially, she discovers, like, a nether portal in the basement. And where am I going? And what we don't know is that whenever there's a volcanic eruption in the world, it opens a portal to the Minecraft world. The Minecraft world is real. It's like at the center of the earth. And whenever there's like a volcanic eruption, it opens this portal to the Minecraft world. And Steve Carell has to go there and make sure that people don't actually find the portal. Oh, I can't put down glass yet because then I won't be able to get in the room. I hope this works. I hope this works and it's fine. Anyway, and when you go through the portal, I think it was like you become a Minecraft character. Maybe that wasn't true. Maybe you stay who you are. I can't remember. Essentially, it was going to be that there was a dog involved too somehow. Of course there was a dog. It's me. And of course I didn't bring enough ladders. There was a dog somehow. The point is that that works. I don't know. Now I really want to like find my write-up for it because I had it better worked out than this. Like, basically she goes to the portal and somehow she's like in a nether fortress. And she's like terrified by this new world. She's thinking she's gonna die. She does not think that she's like looking for her dad. She's just like, where am I? I found maybe the portal wasn't in the basement. Maybe the portal was in the backyard. The point is that just as she's like about to die to like a blaze or something, this guy in crazy diamond armor comes and saves her and takes off his helmet, and it's her nerdy dad, right? And it was like, dun dun dun, like her nerdy dad is actually a superhero, you know, in this Minecraft world. And then they go on this like kind of nicer adventure together where they like go to a village and meet villagers and go to like the stronghold or something and meet they meet a librarian at the village. I can't remember my like central tension. Okay, I'm gonna have to save this for another episode and actually find my write-up. If you guys care. If you don't care, don't tell me in the comments. Don't be like, horrible idea. But if you do care, like maybe I'll find it and say it. Let's go to the next question. Splash Flow. I love the new art in the thumbnail. Who's the artist? Yes. Okay, I'll link them in my description. I believe their name is Echolocation. And I really, I started with no thumbnails really, and then I had renders that I was doing, but I feel like people didn't really like them. I hope that I think this is gonna be like the winning solution. I hope people like it. Okay, well we need to go, I really just need to see my Y level probably. And we need to make more jungle stairs. Anyway, yeah, so I'm gonna have a couple different poses. And they're really cute. And I'm glad that you like them. Ashley the Swiftie, thank you for talking about your experience with a tour guide at Disneyland. It's my dream to have a tour guide at Disney World. You mentioned when going to the parks, it's more about the atmosphere and food, so I was wondering if you had a favorite Disney snack or meal. I'm obsessed with the Dole Whip and the blue milk in Galaxy's Edge. You know, I haven't tried the blue milk, but obviously I love Dole Whip. I absolutely love the Dole Whip. That's a good one. I really love and they'll make them gluten-free at Cafe Orleans in Disneyland. They have like a Monte Cristo sandwich. And then, oh, you know what? I mean, we have a stack of bones, but we can get bone meal from our composter. And then in Disney World, I love the beignets. They'll make gluten-free beignets at I think it's called Scat Cat's Lounge. That might not be the name of it, but it's the restaurant over in the Port Orleans Hotel. Port Orleans? I think so. One piece of bone meal. It's really not. It's not a great system. I need more than I'm gonna have to just get some bones. Anyway, I meant to. Those are my favorite snacks. I really and I really love caramel apples from Main Street. That's like my go-to when I'm leaving Disneyland. I get a caramel apple and I kind of take it home that night. I don't eat it in the park. I get it on the way out and I eat it like when I get back, to wherever I'm staying. 'Cause it's really messy. Anyway, I think that's pretty much it. And there's been a controversy recently apparently about mint chip ice cream because Disney put it on like a bunch of their merch, like mint chip ice cream sandwiches or something, and people were saying, you don't have mint ice cream, why is it on all the snack merch? But I always get mint chip ice cream on Main Street in Disneyland. So those are my favorite. But I did want to say something. I was listening back and I was like, I want to say that the plaid guide thing was super cool, but I don't actually I don't like the idea that I said something that's so financially unattainable for most people as like being awesome. Like I watch a couple, but this is a whole other topic, right? The amount of times that I think to myself, you could literally just move to Florida and become a Disney YouTuber. You could still do it. Because I watch people now who have not been, I'm dumb! I needed to let that despawn, and who am I shearing leaves? I never do that. I needed to let that despawn so I could get more saplings. I mean, I can just go over there. Someone the other day said something like, if you want podzol, why don't you just grow spruce trees? And it's like, because I'm dumb, and I never collected spruce tree saplings when we passed through a taiga, so I can't. Anyway, whatever. All I wanted to say about the tour guides is that, so I watched these Disney YouTubers who are still, in my opinion, up and coming channels, and that's why I think sometimes, like, just become a Disney YouTube channel. But I don't want to move to Florida. But I watched, like, a review of a club level hotel reservation, and I actually found it really disgusting. Like, I found it really gross, actually. Like, the amount of amenities besides just going to the park. Like, just sort of you can come sit in this room with these fancy glass chess sets and have this prepackaged food, and it's like you're gonna pay all that money and then just sit at your hotel in a lounge because other people can't, and so it's exclusive. Like, just go to the park, right? Like, that's why you're there. I don't like, having a guide is wonderful, but there's a certain limit to, like, just I don't know. I don't like that kind of stuff. I really don't. Have I dug down deep enough to just mine into myself if I go down there? Let's see. Can I get the Y level? Yes. But do I not want to show a bunch of ugly text on my screen? Also yes. And so that's why I don't. But if I'm not going to just poke hole here until I bet it's just like, it's got to be right here somewhere, no? I'm going to have to, because now I'm going to want to fill all this up. Do you understand? Y level's 55. Kayla Linney. It's super cool that you've gone to all those national parks. If you ever go traveling again, you should go to Redwood National Park. Not sure if you've already gone there already, but it's definitely amazing to see. They have an amphitheater and the trees are amazing. My father used to work there when I was little. That's so cool. It's near and dear to my heart. Oh my goodness. That is so neat. Gosh, I don't have a water bucket. 'Cause I'm dumb. Okay, it's fine. I would love to go to Redwood. I haven't. I guess I said all the parks that I have been to, but I didn't really say the park. We got to get rid of some of this stuff. I didn't really say the parks that I haven't, that I really want to go to. And Redwood is probably the tippy top on my list. And the reason that I haven't gone there yet is because I tend to only vacation at national parks where I can bring Molly, and I don't have a very good way of getting to Redwood. Okay, so I'm at 61. Oh goodness, I gotta go down a long ways to get to 55. Am I gonna have to turn again? Oh, that's not good. We could maybe turn here. So we just need to be lower right here. So let's start going this way. What I mean by I don't have a good way to get there is that I really like to camp. Oh, no. Yep, I should have seen that coming. I really like to camp in national parks. Can I turn the stairs this early? Like if I put stairs here. I never, no, not really. Nope, I just did that. I just did that. Okay. No, you can't. You can't walk like that. You can't walk on a stair like that. You have messed up. You need to just go one lower. It'll be fine. So I like to camp, which requires bringing a lot of my camping gear that I've collected over the years, which is not really conducive to flying. It's better for driving so that I can bring everything. But if you drive to a national park like Redwoods from where I live, that's a pretty long drive. Like I can make it to Glacier in... That's probably the longest. I can probably make it there in like 11 or 12 hours. I can make it to Yellowstone so much faster. I can make it to Teton so much faster. Zion, Bryce, very fast. Redwoods is really far. And so you're already kind of taking like a day to travel there. 59. Oh no. I think we're going to run into the hole essentially. Well, let's just try. We're going to run into it and it's going to be off center too, which is going to be deeply upsetting to me. And I'm out of stairs. Anyway, what was I going to say? So you've taken a couple days to fly there or to drive there with all my camping stuff, and then oh, that must be from my poke holing. It's lit? Okay. Is this 55? This is 56. So down one more. Have we overshot it somehow? Oh, no, wait. No, my poke holing. No, not my poke holing. Yeah, I need to fill that up. Anyway, what I'm I'm taking so long to say this is what I'm saying is that when you're at Redwoods, then it's like, oh, look how close I am to Sequoia. Look how close I am to Kings Canyon. Look how close I am to, Volcanic Lassen. I don't think that actually is that close. But what I'm trying to say is, to me, I'm like, this is a road trip. This should be a longer road trip. And then it should be like a 2-week road trip. Molly doesn't really want to do a 2-week road trip. Molly would rather just go camp in Yellowstone for a weekend. And also, I can't leave my cats for 2 weeks. So one day I will see all the California parks. I still have a lot of Colorado parks to see, to be honest. So I need to go. I really want to go to Mesa Verde. I really want to go to, I've driven by Black Canyon of the Gunnison and then just didn't stop, sadly. Let's fill this in and have another question. Gerald, nope, this is the spawner. Okay, Madison Kins 6728. Hi Stacy, loving this series so far. I hope you're not tired of hearing this, but I'm a longtime fan. No, of course not. I'm not sure if I missed you talking about this, but what's your favorite movie genre or just movie in general? Oops. You know, is it just me, but like, I hate filling things in with cobble. Is it a waste of coal and time to smelt stone to fill it in? Is anyone ever going to download this world other than me and play on it and come and poke a hole there? No, but is it just me? Like, I really don't want to not have cobble there. I mean, I don't want to have, I don't want to put cobble there. Okay, so this is 55, and this is green. So, like, what? This is my pillar. This is my pillar up that I just did. It's like, I don't know why these green blocks are here. Right? Am I wrong? This couldn't be better. So they're gonna fall right here. So you're gonna come down the stairs. It's perfect, I think. Can you start the staircase one back? Not really. You're gonna come down here. They're all gonna be right here in a row on a slab, apparently. On a slab so that you can well, the staircase goes here, but there would need to be glass. Okay, the staircase needs to be one over, because then there will be glass right. The slab will be there. Why do you need a slab? Or does the slab go here so you're like hitting them here? Or do you hit them down here? In any case, I think we'll put glass like up here or something. Am I losing it right now? Like if I'm a zombie and I'm here, I just fell down here and I'm like, ow, I'm badly hurt. But I'm on a slab, so I can't get out of the glass. Wait, I think it's perfect. Let's make, what kind of a slab are we gonna make? Okay, let's not figure this out. Let's get jungle wood and slabs and more stone, I guess. I think I just have to say that my favorite movie of all time is Jurassic Park. Like, I don't think it'll ever change. And I'm 40 now, and I've watched it. I mean, I've seen the movie, quite honestly, at least 300 times. But I'm saying that I've watched it recently and was like, yeah, that holds up. So, to me, it's a perfect movie. It's aged perfectly. The CGI is not weird. It's perfect. It's just perfect. And it will probably always be my favorite movie of all time. And I guess I would have to say, too, that I guess my favorite genre is action or suspense. Meaning, like, what I like about Jurassic Park so much that I feel like even newer Jurassic Parks don't get. I have, like, just a stone slab, by the way. That might just be the play. We could also do smooth stone, just like for an accent. Golly, I hope this works. I really hope this works. I hope this works. What was I just saying? Movies? I was just saying something else, though. Shoot. But yeah, I think I like movies. I cannot do horror. Oh, this is what the current Jurassic Parks don't get, is that if you watch the first Jurassic Park movie, it's so brilliant because it's not scary all the time. There's giant scenes that are funny and serious. The whole, like, I remember it boring me when I was a kid, but the whole, wood. We were supposed to get wood. The whole ice cream scene with the flea circus, I was like, this is boring, but it's so necessary. It plays everything up so that when things are actually going really badly, you're more afraid for, like, the characters that you love. Like, because it wasn't just like, action, action, action. Because you had the suspense building and the quiet moments, then you're ready for more of the suspense. Or, I mean, the scary parts. It means more. Right? And so, like, I think that that's what I love about... And, like, that's Hitchcock, right? That's totally Hitchcock. Or, like, there's a great movie my mom introduced me to that I always used to watch on Halloween called Wait Until Dark with Audrey Hepburn. It's not Hitchcock, I don't think, but it's like Hitchcock. Where it's just suspense. And really, like, Jurassic Park is an action movie, right? Like, there's scary parts to it. We just need jungle wood, honestly. But we need a new pickaxe. But I believe that it's a suspenseful movie, first and foremost. And then there are, like, maybe like 5 or 6 big action moments. But everything else is about world building and tension and, like, setting things up that you will then... Like, a prime example is sort of like setting up that Tim is on the fence. He's climbing over the fence. It's not super action-y. He's doing it badly. But then the fact that Ellie is at that time in the you know, the bunker turning on the power, and you see it scrolls down, and you can see with this amazing John Williams score as well that any second now she's going to flip the perimeter fence. I've been meaning to put this there. The perimeter fence button, and that's going to electrocute Tim. Like, that's all just smart suspense building. Where's the sun? Okay. Anyway, that's probably my favorite genre then, I guess, because I absolutely hate horror movies. And I don't really like comedies. I feel like they just don't make a lot of good comedies anymore. Maybe that's wrong, but that's how it feels. And I grew up on all that stuff, right? Like I grew up on like 80s action. I grew up on like Predator and Rambo and Jackie Chan movies. So that's, I would say, action or like suspense type Alfred Hitchcock movies. Okay. Slady, you answered my question in a video regarding you being a Mitski fan, which I love Mitski, but you also mentioned Chapel Roan, which is surprising to me. What got you into her, and what's your favorite song? I've probably watched Dogcraft 10 times. Thank you. You know what? This is so embarrassing. This is so embarrassing, but I feel like I have to say it because people will probably go like, no, that's very, hi! That's very Stacy. But I actually didn't know Chapel Roan until very recently. And I follow someone on Instagram who makes like geology content. And they posted a reel with a Chapel Roan song in the reel. So it was about rocks. Like it was geology social media content, but set to Good Luck Babe. And they posted it like when the only part of Good Luck Babe that had been released was like a maybe 30-second snippet as a teaser. We need to stay and get some saplings, by the way. If they're actually despawning. They might not be despawning because they're all connected. Anyway, I was just blown away by the song Good Luck Babe. And I was like, what is this? And then I found that it wasn't coming out until like the next day. And the song's great, and that's what got me into Chapel Roan. And then I went back and listened to the album, which of course was amazing. Maybe I had seen the Tiny Desk concert on NPR, but I don't know that I connected the two. Anyway, it's a great song. Stole 2J, would you ever do another book tour? Where would you go? Would you ever go to the Midwest area of America? Hey, that's funny because Chapel Roan is all about Midwest. And I think is doing a Midwest tour right now. And the Midwest is so overlooked. So I would love to. I think the problem is that usually when I go on a book tour, like, what can I say? I feel like in many ways I'm still trying to prove myself as an author. And so when I go on book tours, it is usually only, well, we got 3 saplings. Let's go home. It's usually only for the first week of the book's release, unfortunately. I would love to go on like a 25 city book tour that spans several weeks. I just haven't had that opportunity yet. And I think eventually I will, and that'll be really fun. And I'll be able to come to so many more cities. But because right now I only really go for the first like 6 or 7 days of a book's life, it's kind of a logistical issue in terms of, okay, is it winter? Does that mean that you are going to, not be able to go somewhere where flights might get canceled for snow? Can you have to go every single day on a flight. So can you make it so that you can realistically fly from this city to that city? So it's usually a nonstop flight. It has to be a nonstop flight, which is the whole thing about getting to certain cities. Sometimes you just can't do from a nonstop from one city. So if you're in one city and you have to get to another city that morning so that you can do a book signing that afternoon and then fly out the next day, you can't have a layover. You literally just don't have the time. So it all kind of comes down to that. So a lot of times it ends up being, and you're trying to sell as many books as possible in the first week. That's why I would love to do a more extended tour that's not about that. It's more about meeting people versus meeting people and making sure that you sell as many books as you can that particular week for the book's, initial success, because that is that enough stairs? Maybe we should just make more. We always use jungle stairs. That means that you want to go to population hubs. So I think I might get to go on another book tour. I would love to know if you're comfortable. Don't share like your exact town that you live in, please. But if you want to share like the large airport city nearest you, usually I do come out to the suburbs. So usually when I do a book tour, it's not a situation where I am downtown in a city. I meant to get more stone. But I usually do go out to the suburbs, but if you wanted to share what airport you're nearest, I would love to know that. Because I am thinking of going to some cities for my next book that I just announced. And I don't know. I don't know if it'll end up being West Coast. So maybe we don't need this piece of glass here. Okay, so in theory, we'll rearrange all this stuff in the future. Like I'll get rid of that copper and maybe we'll make all this green. But in theory, I'm a zombie. I'm going to land on this slab, which means I'm not going to be able to... Baby zombies, though. Baby zombies are going to be able to kill me. Wait a minute. Is this right? Glass panes versus blocks are confusing me. A baby zombie's just going to be able to come out and murder me. Like, I don't know if I need to then also put a glass pane, like, here? Maybe a baby zombie won't be able to go out through there. This could look really cool if this works. I think before we go too much further, we need to just test it, because I'm kind of afraid that this is not going to work. But it looks great if it does. Okay. And then, I mean, we can... Well, I mean, we can leave that there. We can make it open. So anyway, the answer to the question is I'd love to come to the Midwest. I don't know that I will make it on this next book tour, but please consider pre-ordering the book. If you pre-order the book, it's very likely that I will be able to keep doing more, and I'll be able to eventually expand the tours that I do. This is scary. We're going to test this now, I guess? It's not scary. It's zombies. Fiona Grace with 3 E's. Hi, Stacy. Hope you're doing well. I was wondering, what is your favorite planet? I love the stars and astronomy and was also wondering if you had a favorite space fact. Oh my goodness. Thanks for being you and helping me through a lot of my teenage years. Do I have a favorite space fact? Probably not. Okay, this is... Honestly, I shouldn't be afraid if they start spawning in, because I'm wearing good armor and there's water, so they're not going to be able to get me easily anyway. My favorite planet, this might be like a really boring answer that's just so predictable, but my favorite planet was always Saturn. Because it's the only one with the rings, right? So, like, how cool is that? Like, it's so cool. I mean, honestly, it's kind of like Mesa striped, right? Can I get that torch up there? Ah! It was instant. Oh my golly, it was instant. And a baby zombie first. Why? Wait a minute, he's not falling under. Is it too, like, is he just so... Okay, we'll see now. Okay, they're falling. Maybe baby zombies are too tenacious. They, like, can run, right? Maybe he'll fall once he's not aggroed on me. Oh my gosh, hi guys. You're not one hit. Oh, can the baby zombie come out? Ow! Yes, you can. It's not baby zombie proof. Ow! It's not baby zombie proof. No. Okay. Well, we've got to make it baby zombie proof. Also, it's just weird to me that they're not one hit because they fell 8 blocks. You could make it so that they land on a magma slab, but then they would just die without getting the XP. But that's honestly not a bad idea, right? Let's try it out. Let's just try it out. Because we're only going to be using it when we're, like... I don't know if the idea is to let them collect. That just seems like it could... Maybe the idea is to go AFK and let them collect. So then if they're dying on a magma cube, you won't get the XP. But I don't want them to cause, like, lag for me. And also, this is a bad sword. You know what I mean? Like, we haven't... The whole point is we're trying to get levels so that then we can, like, let's go, like, get a diamond sword up to, like, sharp 3, probably, with 12 levels. I mean, it'd be better if we had 30 levels. But let's just do that. Did we get an enchanted book with something for a sword? Anyway, Saturn. Saturn is my favorite planet. I can't explain it. It's just the rings, and just as a kid thinking that was really cool. I also had a Saturn as my first car, which I, like, was, you know, yeah, just like, ooh, cool. I love Saturn. And I took an astronomy class in college. It's actually a funny story. I have told this story before, right? That I took so many geology classes when I was in college. So many. Because I was trying to get to the upper level paleontology classes. And so I took all of these geology classes. The first geology class that you take, you have to take. It's part of just college general requirements. You have to take, I think, like 3 different science classes. It was Geology 101, Biology 101, and then I feel like there was another one. Maybe it was just the 2. Flame, sharpness 3. So we do have a sharpness 3. So if we can make a sharp 3, maybe this is a bad idea though. It's probably a bad idea because sweeping edge, level requirement 30. Sweeping, okay. Like, let's just add it to a sword. I'm saying it's a bad idea because it's like, then we need to combine this sharp 3 sword with like a sharp 3 unbreaking, like knockback, you know, a better sword, so that it's not like just becomes a sharp 4, but it becomes like a sharp, you know, we want to get it to like a sharp 5. I mean, a netherite sword is probably, netherite seems so impossible to get, but enough for just a sword is, I should have put that sharp 3 on a, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it, okay? Let's not talk about things. What was I talking about? Oh, college. So my very senior year, I was doing internships. I was like wrapping up my journalism classes. I was doing like the very most senior journalism class that you take. And then I was like getting ready to go study abroad. And so, oh, that's so cool. It's working. Maybe we should just put a green block, because you don't, there. So anyway, I was getting ready to do a study abroad semester for my final semester. Yeah, we gotta baby zombie proof this. I cannot, you and your little gold boots. I honestly need you to stop taking my armor. Stop taking durability off my armor, please. The baby zombie thing is untenable. But with a better sword, they're just not taking enough fall damage. We should maybe go lower. Oh, and I see I can't get their drops either. That dropped an iron ingot. I could put a hopper underneath for drops, but it would be nice if I just could get them. I feel like you guys will have better... I hate to leave an iron ingot right now. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm surprised. I'm surprised 8 blocks of fall damage. Maybe it should have been more like 10. But it's working well. It's working well. It's gonna work. That was my chair. So the point is I was taking all of these upper division classes, and then I was gonna go goof off for my final semester of college and study abroad. And so then I started taking like just classes for fun. I was like, okay, let me take a golf class. And I was like, you know what I've always wanted to do is take an astronomy class. I was like, that's going to be so much fun to just learn about the stars for a whole semester. I'm going to be able to rattle off all the constellations. And that class was so difficult. I feel like I got a D in it because I just was like, okay, I can't fail it, but I also have to put all of my energy towards my final journalism courses. And so I can't just, I can't just completely focus on astronomy. And so it was hard. I feel like it was a math class. I can't remember. It was a difficult class. And then it turns out I never took Biology 101. So I went on my study abroad and I was like, well, I have everything completed for my major. And so then I applied to graduate and they were like, well, yeah, you never took Biology 101. And I was like, what? I didn't? Like my freshman year? I never took it? And they're like, no. And so I had to then, take it independent study that summer so that I didn't get to graduate in April. I had to take it independent study over the summer and then I graduated like in August. So the moral of the story is don't take astronomy unless you want to be an astronomer, possibly. That's not true. Take the class if you love it, but be prepared that it's going to be a really hard class. At least for me, even as a 101 class. It's not that it was a hard class, it just was that it wasn't a cakewalk. And I think in my brain I was like, oh, by the way, neither was Geology 101 for me was a cakewalk. But maybe that's because I had learned so many of those things just my whole life from being interested in geology. But Biology 101 was really difficult for me, speaking of like genetics. And then, goodness, astronomy. Was that a baby zombie? Astronomy was so difficult for me. I didn't check how much space I had before I was recording. I hope this is all recording. Ray6066. Hi Stacy, I'm loving this series so far. Listen to you ramble about national parks and other life experiences is so lovely compared to some of the older videos I love to go back and watch. I have a question for you that may be a little off topic to what you would like to answer, but I'm super interested in agriculture and agricultural studies. I've been working with farms in my local community to gain more insight into what region of study I'm interested in. Are you interested in agriculture at all? I know you love to plant flowers and take care of your birds. What is your take on agriculture, and have you ever had any interest in farming/living off the land? Homesteading is another big interest of mine. I'd love to hear what you think about sustainable living as well. I hope these next weeks are more relaxed for you. Thank you so much. Listen, my grandfather was a farmer. So I love agriculture. My grandfather had at one point, about 900 acres. But then for most of my life, about 300 acres. And it's a crazy story that I will tell one day of how he came from farming dairy to farming crops. Because not a lot of farmers do that. Most farmers specialize in one thing and they don't change because it's very expensive to change. But he changed, and so for the most of the time that I spent with him, he was farming either hay or potatoes. They rotated the crops between years. And I have nothing but respect for farmers and for farming. And to the point where I'm almost not interested in it whatsoever because I know that I don't have that much discipline. Does that make sense? I would love to have, like my time, if I had made my YouTube money a little bit earlier and had bought a farm like when I was in my 30s. Now I'm like, it's too much work. It's so much work. My grandfather was out on a tractor until he was like 97 years old. Am I doing okay? Great. Oh, I meant to sleep. That's what I meant to do. So anyway, yeah, no, and I had an uncle who's an agronomist, and super interesting. Super interesting. And my grandmother was so good at growing food. I don't know how to do that. But yeah, no, I think it's fascinating, and I want to fill in some of this right now with the time that we have left. Yeah, no, I think that it's a very fascinating area of study. And I always loved being on the farm. And that was a huge part of it, was being around people who are growing food. So, very cool to me. Just not like a passion of mine in the way that I am passionate about, like, animals and rocks, I guess, is what I would say. See, I get scared because it's like I want to put a piece of stone there, but then I feel like the water's going to come out, and that's going to make me really sad. But maybe we'll go up another block, actually, even. I'm not sure. We're just going to start filling. But see how quick you go through a stack? Okay, let's see. Couple more, then I have to go. Shannon. Wait a minute. Is that really? Do you have the username Shannon? Maybe. I have a question, Stacy. Is it better to rescue a dog from an animal shelter or an animal rescue? Or are they the same? I was thinking animal shelter dogs might not get adopted as much compared to a rescue. I'm talking about people who foster the dogs. They're living in a house. As to where animal shelters, they're living in cages. What do you think? It's a good question. And, hopefully we've scared away the people who are going to go. But you can also use a breeder. Because we're not talking about that. We're talking about shelters and rescues, which is, that's the thing, right? Is the dog breeders don't need our help. Like, they're going to keep doing what they're doing. And so the dogs that do need help are the dogs that are, there's always going to be a market for, high-end designer dogs, sadly. And so, I get it if you are just on the dog breeding train. You can't do stone in a blast furnace faster, right? It's only for ores. Anyway, the point is that I better check to see if my recording is still going. Yes, it is. I won't say which is better, honestly, because I've used both. Like, Polly was from an actual shelter where if she was not adopted by a certain day, she would have been euthanized, and she was in a cage. Molly was at a rescue because I don't know how they figured this out, but she had heartworm. And so, yeah, no. And so they knew that you couldn't just have someone come into the shelter and pay $20 or whatever it was at the time and adopt her, because she would then just instantly die. Not instantly, but she was going to die within like probably weeks to months if she didn't have heartworm treatment, which the rescue wasn't going to just give to her because it was a couple $1,000s. So she had to be adopted by someone who was like, I will go get her the treatment and pay the $1,000. And then Paige was at a rescue as well, where some people will go, like this, for example, was a golden retriever rescue, where someone had obviously gone to the shelters in their area and been like, I'll take any golden retrievers. And I guess Paige just maybe looked like a puppy golden retriever, and so they took her, and then she just didn't grow. And so, something can be said for rescues where it's like, well, sometimes, and this might have changed, but my experience was that sometimes rescues can go into shelters, and that's a good thing, obviously, that they're doing that. But a lot of times they're going to take like the puppies or like the cutest dogs. Cutest is subjective, but you know what I mean? Like there's certain pets that will get adopted more easily, and sometimes rescues will take them and foster them, and if they're doing it to prevent them from being euthanized, then I think it's amazing. But then they do sometimes have more of like a strict application process where they're like, do you have a backyard? Are you going to go to work every day? And it's a little bit different from how I grew up, where it was just like, you go to the dog shelter, first come, first serve, you pay $20, you get the dog. It becomes more of like we have a $120 adoption fee, and we're going to do a home visit to see if you're a suitable parent for this dog. I don't understand it. I'm sure I will get educated in the comments. Maybe it's I'm sure it's a good thing, but it does make getting those dogs like not as accessible for some people. You can argue that like if you're really gonna need, have the ability to take your dog to the vet and provide quality food, that adoption. What am I talking about right now? I'm gonna get in trouble again. Like, just go rescue a dog. The end. Okay, next question. Kylie in Lamb 5355. Can you please look for a wolf next time? I understand. I'm glad that I'm not currently calling it Wolfcraft, because it's right now it's Pumpkincraft and zombie mob spawner craft. But yeah, I think we should make that a goal. It's been such a goal of mine just to get better tools. I mean, not tools, but like armor and sword, because otherwise, if I go out adventuring, I'm just scared of night. I'm like, oh no, better sleep in a bed. I can't fight a skeleton, because I'm just so fallible, right? So we're at 13 levels. We've got a zombie spawner. You guys are going to tell me in the comments how to make it better, I'm sure. And then we can get up to level 30 lickety split. And maybe I'll do that off camera. Just sit in front of the spawner. And then we can have nice things, like more wolves. Yeah, we can go look for another wolf. We went that way, obviously. I think the next thing to do is to go back towards the snowy taiga. It's kind of counterintuitive, right? Because then I'm in a mesa. I don't want to build another house like on this series. I'm pretty happy with this place, but like if I did ever build another house way in the future, I would want it to be I didn't put the pumpkins away. I would want it to be in a snowy alpine kind of a biome, and so then we're obviously going to find the snowy taiga wolves. But maybe what we need to find is a mega taiga. So I don't know if maybe it's that way. Like, it's not, I don't know if it's that way, but like, it's not going that way. But more often than not, I think we're going to find a snowy taiga, and then we're going to find the snowy wolves that are the wolves that I would find anyway if I went to go leave this place and build a cabin in the mountains. But that's okay. I think it'd be fun to go find another wolf. You guys, another wolf for our pack? It is the point of the series, right, guys? I don't want to bring you down to my zombie spawner. Maybe I'll save some of these questions for the next episode. But here's one more that's timely. Dual Destinies. Hi, Stacy. I am here to deliver a hopefully non-repetitive question. I heard you mention the French Open. Even though I'm not an avid watcher of tennis, I wanted to ask your opinion about who you want to win or who you think will win the tournament. I'm personally rooting for Novak Djokovic because he is from my country. Serbia. And very, very popular here. I have friends who have met him personally and attest to him being a really great person. Well, I hope he's a really great person because sometimes his sportsmanship is questionable. But can I say that? I don't even know. It seems like it sometimes. He's fun to watch. I mean, obviously, like the thing about Novak Djokovic, by the way, is that like this pains me to say because I'm such a huge Federer Nadal fan, but he's the GOAT. Like he will be in the history books for, his records will probably not be touched for a very long time. So he's great. Unfortunately, he got injured and he's out now from the French Open. So who do I think will win? I mean, like I said, I'm a big Jannik Sinner fan. So I'm hoping that Jannik Sinner will win. Tomorrow is the match between Carlos Alcaraz. See, a whole stack, and it's just like, boop, gone. It's gone. You wanted to fill this in this episode? No, not going to happen. You got to build another furnace, which I don't really want to do. Anyway, my Super Bowl essentially is tomorrow morning. I'm waking up, and I'm going to watch the Sinner Alcaraz match. And I'm rooting for Sinner. But again, it feels to me like the exact same as Federer Nadal. Is that like, yeah, I think I'm going to root for Sinner. But if Alcaraz wins, I would not be sad. He's amazing. So, but yeah, I mean, Zverev took out Nadal. Who's listening to this anymore? Any tennis fans? I'm gonna say on clay. I mean, I'm so excited for tomorrow. I might even wake up at 6:30 to watch it. I don't know if Alcaraz or Sinner will win, but I'll say Sinner because he just took the #1 title, the #1 ranking spot. So if that's to be believed, which like it's anyone's game if you're in the top 10. What is Alcaraz's #3? Sinner was #2 until 2 days ago. So, who's listening to this? Okay. I'm sorry. This episode was not, I'm sorry guys. I will hopefully do more exciting things in the future. I love talking to you guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'll see you next time. But yeah, until then, Paige and Molly love you. Go rescue a dog.